Welcome to Easy to Learn Technical Skills. Today, I'd like to explain about the concept of linear data structure, two more questions and answers. What is data structure? Data structure is a specific way of organizing, managing, and storing the data. So, while we storing the data in the organized manner, easily we can able to access and modify efficiently. It provides the framework for performing the operations on the data, such as insertion, deletion, searching, and sorting operations also. Types of data structure. The types of data structures are linear data structure and non-linear data structure. Linear data structure in the sense the data are arranged in the sequential order. So the data will be arranged one after another. So the examples are array, linked list, stack and queue. Non-linear data structure. The data structures are not arranged in the sequential manner can have called as non-linear data structure. So it has a complex relationship. So example is called a tree, binary search tree, AVL tree, graph, directed graph, undirected graph. So many graph concepts are there. So these are the types of data structures. Importance of data structure. The data structure is very important concept while we are talking about the computer concepts. So efficiency, scalability, algorithm optimization, these are the core concepts of data structure. So efficiency allows the efficient processing and managing of data. So while we storing their data item in the memory, as well as while we retrieving the data item in the memory, so we can able to do the operations efficiently. Scalability supports the handling large amount of data sets efficiently. So that is called as a scalability. Algorithm optimization. Many algorithms are depends the specific data structure for optimal performance. Data structure applications. The real world applications of data structures are array, so used for symbol list and tables, stack, backtracking, parsing expressions, queue, managing tasks in the scheduling systems. So if you are going to have the computer can able to arrange the process in the form of based on the scheduling algorithms. Then tree represents hierarchical data like file systems, graph, networking, routing, social media connections. So these are the real-time examples of data structures. So define static data structure. The data structure formed when the number of data items is known, that is called as a static data structure. That means the size is fixed. List of some static data structures. So the data structure according to the C programming, so we can refer to as array, pointers, structures. These are the fixed size data structures. Dynamic data structure. The data structure formed when the number of data items are not known. So we can able to create a runtime memory space according to the data arrives. So this is called as a dynamic data structure. Dynamic data structures in C. So in the dynamic data structures are list, stack, queue, tree when we are talking about the linked form. So which we are going to create the memory space dynamically according to the data arrives. Linear data structure. So linear data structure is a data structure having the relationship between first item and the next item. So the relationship between its adjacent element is called as linear data structure. Linked list is the best example for linear data structure. Define non-linear data structure. Non-linear data structures are the data structure that don't have the linear relationship between their adjacent elements but have the hierarchical relationship between their elements. Tree graph are the best example for non-linear data structure, but the data structure does not contain the contiguous memory allocation. So here we are going to take the random memory allocation to make the connection between their adjacent nodes. What are the different ways to implement the list? Simple array implementation of linked list implementation or the cursor implementation of list. State the different types of linked list. The different types of linked list are singly linked list, doubly linked list, and circular linked list. What is singly linked list? Singly linked list, a node consists of address as well as the data. So the address point will be pointing to the next successor. So it has only one address space to store the successor value. So it has the pointer field points to the address that is pointed to the next node, that means called as successor, and the data item also present. So a node consists of data as well as the address part. If the single address present is called a single linked list. If the two address is present, one is pointing to the predecessor, one is pointing to the successor. So that is comes with the doubly linked list. So define primary data structure. So primary data structures are basic data structure that directly operates on the machine instruction. All basic constants, integers, floating point numbers, characters, string, all this called as the primary data structures. So and pointers are considered as a primary data structure. So these are the data structure, we can't able to modify it. So that is the core thing in the programming part. So which can able to directly operate to the memory space. Like if I am going to store the integer value, it consists of 2 byte memory space, so it will access the memory space directly. Define head pointer and null pointer. So head is contains the address of the first node, and null pointer indicates the there is no further successor to the particular node. So it is pointing to the null. So null indicates the end of the list and structure. What is mean by the dummy header? It is a head node in the linked list before the actual nodes are present. So that is called as dummy header. Define doubly linked list. In a linear data structure that consists of link or pointer fields, next pointer points to the address, that is called as a successor, and previous pointer pointing to the predecessor. So this is called as doubly linked list. Define doubly linked list. In a linear data structure that contains two links, one is pointing to the predecessor and another one is pointing to the successor. So if the node have two links, which means called as doubly linked list. Define circular linked list. It is a list data structure which last node pointing to the first node. There is no null value at the last node. So this type of concept is called as circular linked list. List out the basic operations of linked list. The insertion, deletion, we can able to travel towards the node from the first node to last node. We can able to modify the node, we can able to remove the node. So these are the basic operations of linked. Suppose if you are going to talk about the doubly linked list, the doubly linked list other operations also we can able to perform. We can able to search the elements from the linked list, we can able to find the predecessor, and as well as we can able to find the successor nodes, and we can able to append the nodes, we can able to add it to linked list, we can able to split the linked list, we can able to move towards the ascending order as well as the descending order form. So these are the operations are can able to do in the linked list. List out the advantages. So linked list having more advantages because when the data is not known, so we can able to have large number of data but the memory space can't able to fix, so we can able to go with the dynamic memory allocation. So this advantages of linked list is not necessary to specify the number of elements if the elements of linked list during the declaration. So linked list can grow and string the size depending on the insertion and deletion of the data. So the memory can't be able, no need to fix the memory space, so we can able to increasing memory space dynamically. Insertion and deletion at any place in the linked list can handled easily, so the linked list does not waste any memory spaces. Disadvantages of linked list. Linked list will use more memory space than the array memory space because the linked list consists of two parts. The if it is a singly linked list, data part as well as the address part. So every time it the single node itself we can able to have the memory space. So it consists of more memory space than the array memory space. That is a major disadvantages of linked list. Applications of linked list. Some of the important applications are manipulation of polynomial, then stacks and queue. So these are the major applications of linked list. State the difference between array and a linked list. Definition: a collection of elements stored in the contiguous memory allocation. The linked list, a collection of nodes which node contain the data and the pointer to the next node. So the continuous memory allocation is not possible here. Then memory allocation, the size is fixed, which means a static memory allocation. Resizing is not straightforward, so we can able to fix it and then you have to use it. In the linked list, dynamic memory allocation, size can grow and shrink and whenever it is needed. Access time, array size is faster access, it indicates O of 1 in the random access. In the linked list, slower access O of n because traversal is needed to reach a node. Insertion and deletion for array, expensive, requires shifting all the elements from one to the next place, then only we can able to insert. So the access time is O of n for insertion and deletion, which is inside the in between the elements. The linked list efficiently we can able to do the insertion in between the linked list. So efficiently, especially if the pointer relevant to the nodes are available, O of 1 to O of memory usage require less memory space if you are going to store the data, but the linked list memory space is required high. Data continuity, the data stored in the contiguous memory allocation, and here the linked list data stored in the scattered memory allocation. And the flexibility, less flexible, size must be declared and its initialization. More flexible, no need to fix the memory space, so we can able to dynamically adjust the memory space. And the application suitable for any scenarios when it is a fixed size. And here the linked list scenarios is required based on the data size. Based whenever the new data is coming, we can able to create the new memory space. Some of the applications are called as stack queue, polynomial manipulation, radix sort, multi-sort. These are the applications of linked list. Write down the definitions of data structure. Data structure is a mathematical way of organizing data in the memory, and that consider not only the items stored in their relationship with each other, and it also categorized by accessing the functions. Applications of data structure, there are so many applications are there, like a compiler design, operating system, database management system, network analysis. What do you mean the abstract data type? So ADT is a set of operation that is used to specify the logical properties of the data type in the abstract data type. So ADT refers the basic mathematical concepts, defines the data type. So for example, objects such as list, set, and graph along their operations can be viewed in the what is called as a stack. Stack is an ordered collection of data item which new data item inserted, and the data item will be deleted at the one and only end. That is called as the top of the stack. The other name is called as a last in first out fashion. What is queue? Queue is an ordered collection of items which one items may be deleted at one end and the insertion happen at the rear end. So there is a two ends are there. One is called as a front end and one is called as the rear end. So front and rear will be there. The order of the fashion is called as first in first out. The applications of stack, evolution of arithmetic expression, then balancing the symbols, function called tower of an eye, reversing a string, 8 queen problems, and so many applications of there in the stack. Define infix, prefix, and postfix notations. Infix operations, the operators are placed in between the operands. Prefix, the operator placed before the operands. Then postfix, operators are placed after the operands. Applications of queue. Batch processing in the operating system. To implement the priority queue simulation, mathematics user using queuing theory concepts, then computer networks, which is where the server task and job scheduling, and these are the major applications of queue. What is priority queue? Priority queue is a queue which insertion or the deletion based on the priority we can able to perform the actions. So which insertion an item or the removing the item can be performed from any position based on the priority. Thank you for watching my channel. So in the forthcoming video, I like to give more to more questions for the nonlinear data structures also. Thank you.